exactly who you are.
It's time for Blumpkin and Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me here today are my friends
Joey Black
and lasagna
for another BWO WrestleCast.
Yeah.
Where we're going to talk about nothing but wrestling.
Wrestling.
So if you don't like wrestling, please still listen, please.
I really don't care. But
I need the exposure.
yeah, he minds. You should listen.
You sons of bitches, I work hard at this, and I'm ignoring my children right now.
Sure, it's anarchy upstairs.
It might be. It might be.
Hunger Games and shit.
Yeah. There's a few select topics I want to discuss. We'll get to them in a certain order. First and foremost, I don't know how much AEW you've been watching.
I try to keep up with all of it.
So you're watching Dynamite on delay,
Yeah.
and you're watching Dark.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You?
yes
Yeah.
Awesome. So we've eclipsed the 1 year mark for AEW.
Yep.
Of the whole company, not of Dynamite, which has only been on for a few months.
Right. Not the actual airing of the show, just the company. Yep.
And I was reading some tweets by some other people. He's like, oh, it's been a year of AEW. And I'm like, I'm going to stop reading right now. That's a good idea. I'm not going to steal any of your thoughts. Yeah. So I'd like to discuss some things that I feel about the first year of AEW.
Word.
I'm going to begin with what I think they're getting wrong. First and foremost, the women's matches need a shot of adrenaline.
Yeah. I can't buy Riho.
By comparison to the non-stop spot fests that a number of the tag teams and singles wrestlers put on, where it's just boom, 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 just high spot after high spot, the women are too inconsistent with that shit.
They just don't have the star power. I don't know. I mean, they don't have the name. I mean, other than Britt Baker. Britt Baker is really the big name that they have.
I don't think the problem is star power. I think it's a matter of effort and pacing. If they speed it up and they stop, like, pausing in between the spots to think about, oh, what do I got to do?
Right.
Get crisper on your delivery and stop making it look like you're anticipating the next move of a sequence that you fucking memorized. But to what you said, Riho,
All 95 pounds of her.
it's actually 98.
98? Oh, shit. Watch out.
98 pounds.
98 pounds with a 20-pound turd in her pocket.
Yeah, maybe.
She looks like she's like 60 pounds soaking wet.
I'm always worried that, like, her teeth are going to come through the screen and attack me.
I mean, I get she's got like 20 years of training. Like, you're so small. You're so small. I just don't buy it.
Well, like I said, they really need to focus more on their timing. But that also goes for the guys, because timing's an issue for everybody, as well as, if you've noticed, allowing your opponent to pull off spots.
Yeah.
They wanted to go for this kind of like real sport feel, not sports entertainment. And unfortunately, some of the hits harken back to WCW, when you knew what was going to happen, and then they almost whiffed because it took so long to telegraph the move. And then they oversold it with the diminished impact.
I'm going to ask for an example. I'm sure you have like 5 on deck.
Well, it seems like there's a number of matches involving Cody where he's coming at somebody and he's on point, but the less experienced opponent, say Sammy Guevara, Sammy's good, but he's had some instances of just not getting his timing down.
Sure.
But conversely, I'll pay him a compliment. I forget, it was a few weeks ago, there was a match. He was in there with the Young Bucks, and he took what I believe was a double super kick.
Yeah.
He didn't just go down. He folded over backwards Matrix style, and I was like, that shit, that's believable.
Right.
If you're going to get kicked while running at somebody, don't just fall down.
Right.
Fucking make it look like you got hit by a train and fucking contort your body backwards. This is a big gripe for me, this next one. The constant sound issues on the live broadcast.
I guess, well, I don't have live broadcasts, so when I watch it, it's a replay, but, like, so they have to cut Cody's music out when I watch it because it triggers their copyrights on YouTube.
Seriously?
Yep. So a lot of the episodes we watch have it to where Cody's music or Jericho's music will be edited out. There'll be no sound, like nothing, no talking during their entrance, because it triggers the fucking algorithms or whatever that there's copyright, and then that's how the videos get taken down.
Like the little snippets that they have with like the announcers backstage and stuff.
Oh yeah, like when they just show the crowd for like 5 minutes, and then it's like Tony Schiavone like just talking. And
It's pronounced Skiavon.
what?
No, that's how Jericho calls me. He's like, shut up, Skiavon.
I was like, wait a minute. No, it's
Now, I've noticed there was one Dynamite a few weeks ago where the first, 10 minutes of the show, there was this weird fucking in-arena echo as he's cutting a promo. And it was the Inner Circle that was in the fucking ring. And I'm like, what is with this shit?
Interesting.
And then it went to the next match, and it kind of continued some, but then they fixed it.
Must have been a mic issue, like in the ring.
I don't know. They were piping it through the PA in the arena and then recording the overhead PA sound instead of, live wiring it into the truck. Whoever puts together their video packages does awesome jobs. Whoever handles their live broadcast sound control is not great. Because, like you said, you don't hear the entrance music, which I watch it on TNT.
Right.
So I hear the music, but it's either way too quiet and it's only the arena sound.
I have noticed the fluctuation in the music, though, yeah. Yeah.
That kind of gives it this rinky-dink feel.
Yeah.
Well,
I get you.
I've been watching other smaller feds. I still will occasionally watch Ring of Honor, despite the fact that it's like nothing to me now.
I haven't watched Ring of Honor in a while.
No one has.
I started watching NWA on your recommendation.
Yes, NWA Power is great.
I like it.
And it's in studio, so the sound is crisp.
Yeah.
But like MLW Fusion, or I've been watching Impact on their streaming app.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Smaller shows, much smaller arenas than they used to have. The sound's never fucked up like that. Which then leads into the next one is the commercial breaks. Now, I see commercial breaks because I watch it live. Do they have commercial breaks when you watch it?
No, it's like a high up camera in the arena, and it's just like random noise, and then you'll hear like an announcer like, "Is everybody having a good time today?"
Yeah, it's weird.
For like 5 minutes, and then it'll bounce back.
That's interesting. I haven't watched it on the internet yet.
Yeah.
I've watched Dark, which obviously it's produced to be the same quality as Dynamite. Okay, so when you watch Dynamite live, they'll do picture-in-picture commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So they'll shrink the screen down to the side of the match. It'll be like 40%, and then 60% will be the commercial.
Yeah.
Numerous times they have had backstage segments where there's funny shit happening. I know it's funny because it's Jericho, but there's no fucking
amazing.
Sound.
Yeah.
So you don't know what they're saying. What is the point of featuring that shit?
Bad timing with the commercials.
Yeah.
What's how they do all their commercial breaks, picture in picture. Rarely do they do a standard commercial break.
Well, right, but they should have it timed out to where it's like mid-match, like beginning of a match, something where it's not of importance or something you want to hear.
Well, they could just record it earlier and then play it on delay and add it to the broadcast like a cutaway.
Right.
I don't obviously work in a TV truck, but that can't be anything that's way too NASA-esque for some motherfucker that's experienced in that to pull it off.
Well, no, I mean that like they know how long each match is going to go. They should have a timing regimen of, okay, well, at 15 minutes, which will be like 2 minutes into this match, we can air a commercial.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be that hard.
Well, I've never been to a live taping of Raw or SmackDown, so I know when they go to commercial, don't they like pause the action or do something different?
No.
No?
No. If
But-
it's a match going on, the match goes on.
But they don't show it while the commercials run. They come back and go, here's some of what you missed.
Right, they'll just show highlights, yeah.
Which is fine. If AEW did that and they hit kind of a lull in the match, they timed it just right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You come back and go, here's a few things you missed. Oh, it wasn't a crazy spot.
Right.
You save that for when you're back from commercial. Peter Avalon.
Okay.
His gimmick is dead in the water. Why the fuck is he still doing this shushing shit? I hate that guy, and it's not the kind of like you're a good heel heat. It's like
No. It's
fucking stay home and never come back again heat.
He needs, you know what, he's got to join the Dark Order. That's what happens.
That might be
Character
interesting.
Character change. Join the Dark Order.
I could get on board with that.
But then what about Leva Bates?
What about her? Fuck her. She's stupid.
I thought she was decent.
Nah.
Blue hair, right?
Yeah. Librarian.
She doesn't really wrestle.
Every once in a while. I've seen her in singles.
Not enough. What's the point of having her when you keep signing new females every other week, it seems?
Well, I'll just let her escort somebody else then.
I suppose.
Give her a character change too.
This is a big one for me. MJF's turn was too sudden.
I agree.
He's a heel,
He's fucking incredible, but it was too soon.
but he was getting along fine as a tweener, and he had no major or even minor dust-ups with Cody. So it's just like, oh, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. I hate you.
It was way too instant. They could have grew that into just a huge thing. I mean, it's still pretty big, but it was too quick of a turn. I agree.
Yeah, and you couple that with Cody's no more title shots idea.
Yeah, that's so fucking dumb.
Too sudden.
How is that? How do they play this out?
He should have had 3 or 4 title shots with Jericho, an extended program, before he declares that. Because that gives you probably 2 or 3 months, and then you turn MJF.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense, because in the interim, he's losing these matches, and Cody's frustrated, and he's taking it out on MJF.
Right.
Character development, it makes sense. It was just like, fuck you, I'm a bad guy, ha ha ha.
I mean, he's one of the best heels out there right now, for sure.
Yeah, but imagine if all of a sudden Cobra Commander was just standing in the middle of G.I. Joe's base. And he's like holding General Hawk's head as they decapitated him. He's like, you stupid sons of bitches, you let your guard down and look what I've got now. I've got his head on a platter. Feel the wrath of Cobra.
I mean, that would definitely make things more interesting.
Well, yeah, but you're like, well, wait, how do we get to the point? How the fuck did he even get in here? Are we going to do this Pulp Fiction style? Are we going to play it out of order and we're going to get back to what happened? Or just suddenly, boom, he's gone from being terrorist to murderer.
Your interference cost me victory!
Why is Jake Hager even here?
I fucking agree to that, too. What the hell?
To
Do
model
something.
polo shirts?
Do something.
What the fuck? You just stand there like with your arms crossed. I get that you got your MMA shit going on, but if you're going to do both, you got to do both to the full degree each.
Nope, I'm just going to get involved at the end of every couple matches. And
They need to capitalize on the heat they had after he broke Dustin Rhodes' arm. Okay, so it's time for him to have his match against Dustin Rhodes.
I agree.
And he's going to dominate because Dustin's on 100%, which is believable, and it protects his undefeated shit that he's got going on from MMA.
Oh, yeah.
He's a force. He didn't just break your arm. He broke your spirit, and now you can't give it 100%, and he's kicking your ass.
A match with somebody.
Well,
Anybody.
they gift wrapped the program right there. They got it started, and then it was just kind of like, nothing else is coming to this? Do you guys want to give me a job in the writer's room? I can help you out with this shit. I've watched a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, dude.
I can connect these dots that are just randomly here.
Do you know what I am saying?
Wardlow
Okay. Yeah.
has permanent poop face.
Yeah, and
He's like-
he's got Hager syndrome. Fucking do something. Like,
He just stands there
yep.
like he's got a poop in his pants. He's like the Eli Manning of AEW. Just permanent poop face. Get him a fucking juice box and a haircut, because that man bun is not threatening. And I'm glad they finally referenced the man bun with DDP talking shit about it.
Yeah, that was funny.
And my final complaint, what happened to from undesirable to undeniable?
Oh, yeah, they kind of stopped doing that, didn't
Yeah,
they?
just abruptly. I like those segments.
I thought they were cool. Yeah. They help you get to know people, and they give you, like, cheer for this person, or if it's a heel, like, here's why you should boo this person.
Well, I think part of it was funny because they humanized MJF with this whole, I played football, and they started calling me Jew Boy.
Yeah,
But then he played his cocky heel like, and look what I'm doing now, and what are you guys doing?
exactly.
Saying a bunch of them are like overdosed or dead or junkies and shit. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's real. More of that. Less of Ski-Yvonne and Thunder Thighs in her fucking leather pants like she's the female Harlem Heat. Dasha Gonzalez or whatever she's going by on Dark.
Oh, the host.
The
Okay.
female host.
Yeah, gotcha.
How do you get a camel toe and pleather pants? Because she's fucking had it. I've almost burned out one of my retinas trying to like get close to the screen like, it is! There's pussy lip line! How the fuck does that happen? So let's talk about some things I feel they're doing right. They have consistently addressed issues as they arisen, and they fine-tuned to make things better without like reinventing the wheel. WWE, something's not catching on. Fucking get rid of it.
Right,
We're never
scrap
going to
it.
reference it again. Mordecai who? Beaver cleavage who? What was that fucking Asian gimmick they were going to do? Like the Japanese Hirohito is coming. And then we never saw Hirohito.
When the fuck was that? What?
This is a long fucking time ago. That's how, see, they've made you forget. They
Yeah.
ran promos showing Japanese soldiers marching, and it was like, Hirohito's coming. It was going to be a Japanese guy. But they
Interesting.
never did that gimmick.
I don't remember that.
Whereas, the sound issues, AEW's gotten better with it. Or, I've noticed that people complained left, right, and sideways about it looks like you're waiting to take the move from your opponent in the Spot Fest matches. There's more counters, and there's less anticipation, and more charging at it to make it look real. They address it on the fly. Somebody that works for AEW or multiple people sit on Twitter.
Oh, absolutely.
And fucking take notes.
Yep.
Tony Khan's not fucking around. He doesn't want to be thought of as a joke.
Well, the amount of people that say Vince McMahon doesn't listen to the fans, of course he's gonna the rival Tony Khan's gonna have an ear to the ground and try to change things quicker and try to make fans happier to draw people.
Well, and then look at what they did with the Dark Order. They had no direction. Then they started running these vignettes to give them something.
I enjoy it.
It's not like 100% firing all cylinders, but they're going in the right direction.
I don't like the guy in his stupid fucking mask, but I like the idea of what they're doing.
Oh, you mean Evil Uno?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Those the weird ones where the girl just comes up and like punches the guy in the junk and then nothing is said.
No, that's Kip Sabian and
Okay.
Superbad Penelope Ford.
Next thing they're doing right, they have the deepest tag division in wrestling, hands down.
The tag division, yeah, it's off. Yeah, that's 5 stars.
All major brands
No, sir. 5
of
stars.
WWE, that includes New Japan. They don't have as much of a tag division, really. They have factions. So who besides GOD is really a Roppongi
legit tag
3K?
team. Yeah, that's really about it.
Impact, they have the Christ brothers, and then Willie Mack and Rich Swann.
I like Willie Mack.
NWA Power has a few tag teams, like the Wild Cards,
Right.
the 2 big fat guys that are brothers, the Dawsons. MLW, I don't see the tag division anywhere near as celebrated or as deep.
No. The tag divisions really only flourish in AEW. Everywhere else, it's an afterthought because everybody only cares about singles titles.
And everybody's getting wins. It's not just the Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks show. It's Jurassic Express, Private Party, it's SCU, it's the Best Friends, it's odd team-ups of Omega and Page.
Yeah.
They've been utilizing Dark to showcase some great matches on another night.
Yeah, I mean, the matches on Dark are just as good as Dynamite. It's just stuff that they don't show on Dynamite, right?
Yeah. Before show and after show. And I honestly feel they have room to add a second show every week. A second 2-hour show because they got enough talent now. You could do away with Dark.
Yeah, and just have a second live show.
And just have a second live show. Moving on, Kenny Omega is getting his groove back, and it's introducing him again to U.S. audiences.
Yeah, I love that they didn't just have him go undefeated like right out the gate and have him just dominate everybody because he's quote-unquote the best wrestler in the world. The fact that they gave him a bunch of L's and now he's got to work for it and teaming with Paige, and that should be interesting too because Paige, the whole trying to get away from the club thing and they're not letting him. Like Paige and Kenny are going to go at it eventually.
Here's another good thing. Putting the belt on Jericho instead of Paige. Because you got an established veteran.
I mean, if you ask me who the greatest wrestler of all time is, it's Jericho.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know who I would say.
I come to terms with that recently, probably within the last couple of years. But yeah, Jericho is probably the greatest wrestler alive for sure, if not ever. Paige is great, but he's young, and the whole underdog story is what you need. Have the heel take the belt. Ha, you can't have this fucking Borat shit. Like, you never get this. And then have Paige work for it.
It was predictable because I said that's how it was going to go. But at the time, I also remember saying that's the right way to go.
And I mean, there's a lot of people that could contend for that. But I mean, between Mox, between Omega, Paige,
the Bastard Pack.
He's so good.
Multiple feuds.
Yeah.
Talent have multiple feuds going on, and they intersect. Pac versus Omega. Or Paige, Cody versus Jericho, or MJF, or Butcher and the Blade, who apparently were hired by MJF. But still, people are having multiple feuds going on.
Yep.
Jericho's got Jericho and Cody, despite the fact that he doesn't have the belt. Jericho and MJF, Jericho and Mox. Eventually, we're going to get some more Jericho Omega.
Yep.
And that will be nice. Nice. They have been adjusting on the fly when injuries happen. Marco Stunt steps in for Luchasaurus. Scorpio Sky steps in when Daniels gets hurt, taking that pile driver. Pentagon Jr.
Yeah.
Which is nice that they have the talent to do that, and although some people don't like Marco Stunt, you'd be hard-pressed to not argue that seeing him and Jungle Boy in there, they had a great dynamic.
They're entertaining, yep.
It's not like, uh-oh, half a tag team is fucked up. I don't know, stick him with Heath Slater. Stick him with Damian Sandow.
Right.
Stick him with Jinder Mahal. Just kidding, fuck that guy. Oh! The final positive, they've been giving tag team members worthwhile singles work, like Rey Fenix and Trent, and I hope we get to see more of a singles program between Daniels and Pentagon.
That'd be cool.
Have you run afoul of the law? Then call Gilbert Bail Bonds.
Hi, I'm Dwayne, but you may know me as former WWF Light Heavyweight Champion, Gilbert. That's right, I'm Gilbert, and I'm here to help you get out of jail. I'm willing to personally spend up to $200 of my own money to prove to the courts that you're not a threat to society. We're a highly unsuccessful bail bonding company that works with people accused of such crimes as DWI, theft, loitering, public urination, and serial mopery.
Call 800-500-BAIL. That's 800-500-2245. Let Gilbert Bail Bonds help you regain your freedom.
Gilbert Bail Bonds is a subsidiary of Job Squad LLC.
Hi, it's the Body, and you're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 14.
I heard.
I watched
Nice.
as much as I could. Jericho defending against Hiroshi Tanahashi via submission, getting that win.
Nice.
Fucking sweet.
I heard. That was dope.
Mox won the IWGP US title match. That was tits. He won it off of Lance Archer in a Texas street fight. And then defended the next night against Juice Robinson and won again.
Nice.
I watched all 3 of the double Gold Rush matches. So I watched Ibushi Okada. It was good. It wasn't great. I watched Naito and Jay White. Good, not great. Okada Naito on the second night for both titles with Naito winning. Fucking mwah! I predicted that Okada was going to win both titles, but I'm glad that Naito took them both. Then immediately, he pointed at Okada and said, I would like to fight you more. And Okada, was wistful. He was, tearing up because, it's a big fucking thing to give up your titles in Japan.
Right.
But he's like, yes, let's do this. But then immediately Kenta fucking went out there and kicked the shit out of Naito.
Ooh.
And then sat on his chest and held up both belts.
Interesting.
And then left. It was such a fucking sweet heel move.
Nice.
Let's get to the end of the show here with the miscellaneous little things going on. Lars Sullivan. You can't talk about wrestling right now and not talk about what's going on. He already got in trouble for and fined $100,000 no less because they found old messages on a weightlifting chat board where he was making homophobic comments.
Something like that, yeah.
And then somebody unearthed a video of him getting blown by a guy on old randyblue.com.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you this. I watched the preview video. There's nothing gay about watching that. It's hilarious. It's a young Lars Sullivan, and he's sitting there with his arm around another dude, and they're just kind of smiling and looking at each other. And he's wearing an A&W root beer shirt, which is fucking weird. And they're like, so, something. He's like, well, I'm having a good time so far. Let's see what happens. Somebody needs to, if he ever comes back to television, and I'm not even sure he will at this point.
I doubt it.
If he's ever on TV again, somebody should reference that line without telling him. And get the live reaction. Well, I'm having a good time so far. Let's see what happens. If he gets it, that'd be fucking fantastic. I would have to pull it out right there and just skeet all over the living room carpet, because that would be fucking gold medal level trolling. But they don't do that. They script everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would not be surprised if they drop him altogether now.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys watch enough WWE, I don't. This whole Rusev, Lana Lashley thing sucked enough dick.
We skip so much of it. It's just hard. I can't watch anything with Lana.
And now the wedding angle with Liv Morgan?
Yeah, they wasted Liv. So many people thought Liv was going to get reinvented and come back and be dark and
Sister Abigail.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow associated with Bray, and not. That is totally not it. She looks like fucking Lana, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a terrible look to have this weird lesbian angle, and it's insulting to the LGBT community. Yeah. Not that I think they care about whose feelings they hurt, but this is all Heyman.
Oh, yeah.
This is like late 90s WWE, ECW type fodder, and it took my Vince hate to new levels, that he's letting this shit go on, and he's like, oh, people are talking about it. That's great. No, they're talking about it in the wrong sense. They're talking about it like, this might be the nail in their fandom coffin, you stupid cunt. You're too busy fucking beating your meat looking at fucking XFL logo unveils. Just hand the keys over to your fucking daughter and walk off into the sunset. Let your kids handle the shit. You're too old. You're too fucking old. You're out of touch. Nobody wants to see this. There's a reason your competition is outdrawing you on Wednesday nights. It's because they know what people want, and that's fucking athleticism and wrestling, not entertainment.
Yeah, actual matches.
If I wanted to see that shit, I'd tune into a fucking stupid Jerry Springer rerun, which is also scripted.
Dude,
go figure.
Lana can't follow the fucking remember a script as it is. Like,
well, then maybe you go away from the fucking scripted whole everything.
Yeah. Get rid of Lana. Fuck.
Yeah,
if you're going to do this and you demand that it's all scripted dialogue, then fucking shoot it backstage, you rookies. This is amateur hour bullshit. Not in front of a fucking arena of 20,000 people or whatever they draw. Yeah. And they're like, what the fuck? She's stuttering. Ugh. I have read about the crowd hate. Dude, and I've read that she's fucking up her lines.
Oh, yeah.
So I know enough to reference what you just said. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit through any of that.
I skip 98% of it now.
They might as well just refer to it as the Rusev Lana Lashley cuck angle, because that's what it fucking is.
Yeah. And Bobby, they're wasting Rusev. Rusev can actually go. Lashley is fucking...
Call him what he is. He's
fucking boring.
Black Lesnar.
I would rather watch Brock Lesnar than Bobby Lashley. They're both boring, but...
Yeah, so I've been getting a lot more into MLW and Impact again, and I like what I'm seeing out of them both, for the most part. The Opera Cup matches were phenomenal for MLW. MLW Fusion is on YouTube for free. I encourage everyone to watch it. You won't be disappointed. Brian Pillman Jr.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, the New Heart Foundation. MJF and his group.
Really?
MJF's got a group, but it's fucking great. And Jacob Fatu, holy shit. Contra Unit, bitches.
Contra Unit.
Fuck yes. And then I've been watching Impact, and Tessa Blanchard. When I first heard what they were doing, reading on the internet before I watched it, I thought, fuck this. Fuck this intergender bullshit. Yep. It felt like they were cramming some PC left-wing nonsense down our throats. She can fucking go, dude.
Tessa Blanchard's crazy.
And I saw her in a ladder match with Ace Austin and Dave Christ and just like 4 or 5 other people. It was so good.
Yeah. She's probably the best woman wrestler right now.
Oh, hands down. She was my female wrestler of the year.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch can't sniff her jock. I don't see that redheaded bitch taking any pile drivers from Sami Callihan. She's too busy giving head shots to fucking dildo butt Seth Rollins. He sucks. The next chance you get, I want you to Google a video. Every Sami Callihan pile driver of 2019.
Okay.
It's worth it.
I bet.
Oh, God, it's worth it. And finally, if you aren't watching NWA Power, start. It's a YouTube exclusive. It's owned by Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins fame.
Yep.
Fucking watch it. It's shot in a studio, 70s style. There's no entrance music. It's just great.
Yeah, I dig it.
I question the fact they brought in Scott Steiner last week.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Oh, God. Of all their roster.
The Rock and Roll Express are still going.
Get rid of them. They're fucking old.
I was gonna say, that's the one thing. Respect, you can still go a little bit, but honestly, you guys, this is not believable.
Yeah. Ricky Starks is great. He's on NWA's roster. Stroke Daddy, fucking bring his ass to AEW, please. Please fucking bring Ricky Starks.
He's good.
He can play that ladies' man. He can be the new age Val Venus, minus the porn star angle. He's a good looking dude. I mean, I'm not gay, but if I was, I can't say I'd kick him out of bed. Yeah, but the NWA has done something great where they, with their first season of 10 episodes, it was a very small roster. Now they've vastly expanded.
Yeah.
They brought in Marty. They brought in Steiner, ODB, Melina Perez, Zicky Dice.
Yeah, he's interesting.
More TV time for Question Mark.
The fucking Question Mark.
Aaron Stevens. former Damian Sandow. His mic work in NWA is spectacular.
It is. I just don't like the whole karate thing that they're doing. God damn it, don't do it.
Karate. Get it right.
I hate that shit.
I'm glad that you set that up without even realizing it.
As soon as I did it, I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Well, that's going to bring it to the end of this BWO WrestleCast because Lunchbox has to go to his mom's house for a super soft birthday lunch.
True.
Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Blumpkin and friends. We are on iTunes and on Podbean at blumpkinshow.podbean.com. I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Joey Black and
Lasagna.
Good night.